we're gonna drag black teens today because yes, we're talking about black teens because this is a black teen issue. It seems, I mean, all the videos I've seen. I mean, somebody please show me the mob of white teenagers breaking shit, blowing shit up, shooting shit. Please show me that video. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Today we're talking about teen mobs. And I want to remind you guys that I am reporting, I am critiquing, I am reviewing, okay? So don't come suing me. Additionally, I'm just one person. I know pretty much everything. But for the things I don't know, don't take my word for it, okay? Do your own research. Make sure that you are doing your due diligence to be accurate in the things that you say online, okay? So like I said, today we're talking about teen takeovers. We're gonna watch some videos about this. It's crazy. So let's take a look at this shit, y'all. It's actually really crazy what is going on. If you don't know what teen takeovers are, we're gonna go to CBS and let them explain it to us like we're 5. So let's watch that.
Now to a nationwide trend known as teen takeovers, a kind of flash mob for a new generation. Lots of kids showing up in the same place at the same time. But police say it's a mess and sometimes it turns violent. CBS News correspondent Jason Allen has more.
Sheriff deputies sprinted to break up fights as teenagers swarmed a trampoline business near Tampa.
Just a teen takeover.
In Chicago, teens raced up streets, running on top of parked cars. In Jacksonville, teens could be seen attacking each other right in front of law enforcement.
I swear. No, we have a place for people like you.
At another Jacksonville takeover event in February, 5 teenagers were shot. Organized on social media, a wave of spur-of-the-moment meetups has been creating chaos in American cities and has even spread overseas.
Is it advertised as a let's come cause chaos?
For the most part, yes, that's what it appears to be. It's bring your drama.
In Mesquite, Texas, police keep a close eye on social media for posts advertising the teen takeovers.
When police found out that there was a takeover planned here, they started adding more resources like this, visual deterrence to let kids know they're watching, and it worked. The takeover didn't happen.
Lieutenant Michael Kelly warns these incidents can overwhelm law enforcement and turn dangerous very quickly, like this recent one in a neighboring Texas county, which ended with damage to cars and 3 arrests.
So if they're doing it in a public place, is there a risk to just the general public, too?
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's why we have to be out here, because we have to maintain safety and security for everybody.
Police say they're tracking the trend closely, trying to prevent the next takeover and
like
keep
roaches.
their community safe.
Like roaches.
Jason
like
Allen,
roaches.
CBS News, Mesquite, Texas.
Like fucking roaches. This is, listen, y'all, and you know that was just a quick little rundown of the people in engaging and indulging in this behavior. But we're talking about black teens here. Let's not beat around the bush. We're talking about black teens. This is a black issue, and none of those videos that I see any white kids. I didn't see any white kids in the videos. If you did, please get down in the comment section and say, Cho, you said something incorrect. I didn't see not one kid in any of those videos. And we're gonna watch a couple more videos, and maybe there's some white kids, some Hispanics, some Asians, some Arabs, you know, who knows. But this is a really big problem, and it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable that this is happening in our public spaces. The black fatigue is real. The black fatigue is real. People are sick of ninjas, and we're sick of little ninjas too. We're sick of it. But let's watch another video because this stuff is horrifying. We talk about public safety. I'm going to show you a clip about public safety, right? Or the lack thereof because of these teen mobs, right? The fact that they advertise for this shit is just like wild to me. Absolutely wild. So this video is from 3 years ago, but don't worry. I'm sure you're going to say, oh, Well, you're cherry picking. You're cherry picking. No, this stuff has been happening for a long time, and we're not seeing it slow down. That's part of the problem. But this is from 2023. This is in Chicago, Illinois, and you're gonna maybe I may have to slow it down, but you're gonna see a mob literally attack a woman. It's horrific. Wow. Now, listen, I'll tell you one thing. If one of these kids ends up getting shot dead or beaten the fuck out of, then the adult's gonna be the bad one, right? Then the adult that was attacked by a mob, now they're the bad guy. Now they're the villain. Y'all need to get y'all ratchet ass kids off the streets. That's the real problem. If you really want to talk about it, that's the real problem. These kids don't have parents. That's the real problem. Because listen, I think it boils down to two issues. You know what? Let's watch. We got two more videos. We got two more videos that we're gonna watch together, and then I'm gonna tell you what I think the real issue is. But I really want you guys to see how horrific this is. I really want you to see the video evidence of it. Terrible. Animals. Animals. Look at the damage. Look at the damage. Imagine having to come out of your home to go to work the next morning to pay for the car note of the car that you took out loans for, and to see this shit. It's infuriating, despicable, and undeserving. And once again, we have this issue where we have more sympathy for the criminal than the actual victim. I find that to be crazy. Now, this is one in Atlanta. We're going to get to this one. And this is the last video, then I'll have a little bit more commentary.
What
let's listen.
Charges could they face if they are not aware or just let their kids be a part of this?
In certain circumstances, there are avenues that we can take, and we plan on exploring every avenue involved in these takeovers. And yes, in some cases, it would involve charging parents.
What?
Period. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. That's part of the solution, I believe. First off, let's talk about why the two major issues for why this is happening with Black teenagers. Okay. These little ninjas, let's talk about why this is happening. Number one, children are no longer afraid of their parents. They're no longer afraid of their parents. Now, I'm 36 years old, okay? I'm a millennial. I know I don't look like it. I know I look really young for my age. I look fantastic. I know. Thank you so much in the comments. Thank you. I'll drop the skincare routine in the comments if you ask me nicely. But as someone that's 36 years old, I grew up afraid of doing things and getting caught by my parents and grandparents, because not only would I get in trouble with my mom, but when I saw my dad on the weekend, I'd get in trouble again. So I'd get in trouble twice for doing one bad thing. It was that fear that made me not indulge in really, really crazy toxic behavior as a child, because I had some level of fear of my parents. Or, you know, and I know that you fucking dumb cunts in the comments and be like, well, children shouldn't, you gentle parenters, children shouldn't fear their parents. It should be fear-based. Well, no. Read between the fucking lines. When I say kids don't fear their parents anymore, what that translates to is that children don't fear consequences, because there are no consequences. So the parents are representative of consequences, because they are the ones who dish those consequences out. So kids are no longer afraid of parents because the parents are not dishing out consequences for their children's behavior, right? So that's why I think the majority of this shit is happening. The majority. But there's another significant issue here. And that's number 2 issue, is that the parents are ratchet their damn selves. Their parents also behave like chimps. Okay? That's the second biggest issue. When a kid comes home from school and they come in and they see their mom watching Zeus Network, watching baddies, watching women beat each other up, and the mom is saying, oh yeah, beat that hoe's ass, beat that hoe, da 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 da, right? When a child comes home from school and in between doing his or her homework, they get on Facebook and see their mom is on Facebook beating a bitch up in a street brawl, leading by example, right? So you've got ratchet ghetto ninjas having children and then being shocked and surprised when the children are acting like ninjas themselves. Is anyone shocked by this? I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. But it's unfortunate. It's really, really unfortunate that a lot of these teenagers don't have consequences anymore. And that aspect is not just a racial issue. It's an issue with this generation and the way that they're parenting, in my opinion. The whole gentle parenting. Listen, that gentle parenting shit is why we have children now who are causing a ruckus, okay? And it's despicable. But let's hear about some of the businesses. Let's hear about some other news reporting, some local news reporters, because I think it's going to be really interesting to see what they say. And these are very short clips, but I just want to kind of, hey, Terrell Bailey, listen, Terrell Bailey looks really good. Not to be a degenerate here, but he's a very hot young man, Terrell Bailey. Let's see what he has to say.
For the second time in 2 weeks, teenagers took over downtown Detroit last night. The trend has become popular in cities all across America. And our Veronica Ortega is hearing from businesses on how this trend is impacting them.
While many people were celebrating the Detroit Tigers' home opener win, dozens of teens were being handcuffed and put into the back of police vehicles.
So I kind of tried to stay out the way. And then this morning I got to after practice, and some of my teammates were talking about some kids that they knew were down here got arrested.
An employee at apparel store born in Detroit says the so-called downtown takeover caused a lot of chaos and confusion Friday night.
I just felt like it wasn't somewhere I wanted to be, and like I don't like being in the mix of stuff, so.
Business owners are worried that if the social media trend continues, fewer people will want to visit downtown Detroit.
We are a city that's growing. We're growing in business, and we want to be able to, show people that this is the place you want to be. We don't want to scare them away.
The assistant manager of Central Bar and Kitchen says some of the teens tried to enter the restaurant last night to get away from police. She says the trend is causing a lot of safety concerns for customers and staff.
And they just started getting very rude, belligerent. Luckily, our security here, they were all hands on deck.
She says they observed weapons on some of the teens.
Wow.
We're looking out from our patio. We actually had to remove some of our people from our patio too, just as a safety precaution.
According to a spokesperson for the Detroit Police Department, the Summer Surge initiative has started.
Their parents should know where they are or know what they're doing.
That means an increase of patrols downtown and curfew enforcement. Parents face fines of $250 to $500 for violations.
You need to go more.
Everybody make it home safely to their families.
For CBS News Detroit, I'm Veronica Ortega.
I just want to say too that Detroit, Michigan is a black city. So I know we talk about white supremacy all the time, but we have a black city where a lot of the business owners are black, a lot of the government politicians are black, a lot of the movers and shakers in the city are black. This is a black run city, okay? And so you have black culture, which is these teen takeovers, harming black businesses. And then we wonder why we can't get ahead, because it's our own culture and our own sub-society that is becoming toxic. It's truly unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. I do want to watch one more video. And this is a video from right here in Columbus. And I'm going to tell you right now, you can see I already left a comment. You know me, I already left a comment. But I know these politicians on a deeper level than you guys know them. And I actually have quite a bit of disdain for them. I'm going to try my best to not let that out in this video because it's not about my individual beefs with them. We're going to just comment on what they're saying here.
It is not just the responsibility of Columbus City Council. It is not just the responsibility of the Division of Police. It is not just the responsibility of parents, and it is not just the responsibility of our young people, but it is the responsibility of this entire community.
The discussion on keeping kids and teens safe started with talking about youth crime and violence. Columbus Police Assistant Chief LaShawna Potts says last year, 28% of Columbus's homicide suspects were 21 and younger, 32% of victims were 21 and younger. Then the discussion shifted to schools. Potts says that missing school, also called truancy, is the #1 indicator of youth violence, and she says students tend to start to veer off with truancy in 7th grade. Alea Parker, a Linden McKinley 10th grader, was one of the people who spoke.
I think we need more teen spaces. We know we have parks and we have programs, but just specifically designated teen spots just for us to be at that are mediated and watched over and whatnot, but still can keep us out of trouble and can benefit us in some sense.
I gotta stop. Now, my young black queen, my young sister, she seems very intelligent. I'm happy that she did that. She's speaking out. But this is false. What she said is completely false. We do not need more spaces for teens. That is not a real thing. We don't need more spaces. We have seen all of these public spaces that are family oriented, and family oriented spaces are for teens. Take, for example, the beach. Take, for example, the Sky Zone place. It's not, the updated Discovery Zone where you can flip flop and do, backflips and cartwheels and all that stuff. Air Zone, whatever you call it. There are plenty of teen spaces. The mall has always been a teen space, right? Your public fucking mall has always been a teen space. We don't need more teen spaces. We need good parenting. We need consequences. We need children to understand that their actions have repercussions, right? And that they have to have or develop the critical thinking skills to decide for themselves. do I want to risk this action leading to this result? Because the low impulse control is what's fucking us up. It's what's fucking up these young kids. They have no impulse control. And that's the scariest thing we can see in America right now is a black male with low impulse control. The scariest thing you can encounter in public, right? It's a problem. It's a problem. Let's watch the rest of this.
City Council President Shannon Hardin says they've spent the last year digging into the issue of youth safety, but he says talk isn't enough.
I am asking council to put forward a package of legislation before council break in July that addresses these issues around curfew, around truancy, and around parental responsibility.
Some of those leaders at this hearing saying that having a plan for keeping young people safe is especially important right now, just a few weeks away from summer break, since young people won't be in school. Reporting in Columbus, Catherine Simon, 10 TV News.
It is not just the response.
Yeah, I know these council representatives and they're full of shit. So I'm not predicting much of anything to happen in that regard. But I just think it's a sad state of affairs with where we are with our teens. And, you know, I've identified a couple of the issues. You know, I've identified maybe one or two solutions in terms of accountability, making children, both children and parents accountable. I think the element of child rearing and who's having children is an issue. I think that people are not thinking through their decision making. And I think we need to just really take a step back and think about, you know, why are kids not going to school? How do they have parents that are allowing them to indulge in truancy and not attend classes? Like how do we even get to this point? Right. And that's a deep, long conversation. But I think we have to stop having this level of toxic empathy where we empathize with criminals and not with actual victims, right? I think people have to remind us that we all have choices, right? And these teens are making choices. And that's one of the most important lessons they can learn at an early age, that you have freedom of choice, freedom of will, and that those actions will have consequences.